Hello my nectarines, Nono here, and I'm back with another video. A couple of weeks ago, BTARTBOX asked me to pick 2 sets of tips that I would like to try. So I picked their extra long natural tips, and I also picked up their brighter pastel short square ones. I cannot wait to try these extra long ones, especially the shade is just speaking to me. I am just as excited to try the short pastel ones because they're just so beautiful. For the first time ever on my channel, we're going to be doing both my hands at the same time. I'm so nervous, but I know I've got this, so let's get straight into it. So we're going to be starting with the short square brighter pastel tips, and I love these colors, you guys. They're very spring, very bright, and so much fun. They were kind of sticking to each other though, but I was able to separate them. They weren't damaged at all, which is awesome. So I thought it would be fun if I do a different color for each nail, so I went ahead and just picked up my sizes for each nail. And as you guys know, it's always important to make sure that your tip fits from sidewall to sidewall. My dominant hand gets no love, you guys. It's looking rough, but I love my dominant hand shape. It does all the work. I'm going to be gently pushing back the cuticles. I'm a little bit awkward doing this with my non-dominant hand, but I managed. You'll also notice that I'm scraping up as much dead skin as I can. That's because for my dominant hand, I'm not going to do the pop-off method. I'm actually going to keep these tips because I really want to see how well they last. Now I'm using my hand file to just etch the cuticle area, further removing any dead skin in that area. Again, I don't want any lifting because I want to see how long I can keep this, hopefully up to 4 weeks, and I think I'll be able to manage. After I've done that, I'm just buffing the shine away, and this is just also to help with adhesion and the overall longevity of the nails. I'm finishing everything off with an alcohol prep pad, cleansing the nail and removing any oils that might be on my nail bed. And this is how my nails are looking after the prep. So fresh, I'm happy. Now some of the application, I quickly pulled up my BTARTBOX flash curing lamp. This is perfect when it comes to flash curing and just makes everything go by so quickly. Next up, I also grabbed my gel glue from BTARTBOX. I love this gel glue, it works so well. I really enjoyed it, and on the side there I have my tips. Now you guys, this is where I started to struggle so much. First of all, the tips are a little bit shorter than what I'm used to, so I don't have a lot of surface area to actually hold them. And on top of the fact that I'm using my non-dominant hand, I struggled so much until I figured, let me apply a little bit of the gel glue onto my natural nail first, and then apply some inside the well of the nail. That way it creates sort of like a suction and the nail doesn't just slide off. Once I'm happy with the position and how the nail is sitting, I quickly just flash cured using the flashlight. And even though I tried my best, I did get some air bubbles, which annoys me so much. I know it's like tiny air bubbles, but they annoy me because I really like having good application. But I will say, as I went on for the rest of the nails, this just was so much quicker. I had my technique down, and then we were just like cruising through the rest of these nails. And here we are after the application. Unfortunately, I had quite a bit of spillage of the glue gel, especially onto my cuticle area, which annoys me so much. So grabbing my hand file, I'm starting off by filing the little nibs at the top of the nails. I decided to go in with the same hand file to just go around my cuticle area to remove that excess gel glue, and it worked just as well. Now it's time for the nail art. Honestly, these nails are cute and perfect just the way they are, but I wanted to add something really subtle but that will tie in the set, so I decided to go in with little flowers. Maybe are they called daisies? I think they're called daisies. I might be wrong. And I'm using my dotting tool. I went in with 5 dots of white gel polish, and then in the center I'm going in with a dot of yellow gel polish. I'm putting only just one flower on each nail, not doing the most, and I find that this was just the perfect little detail for these nails. Yesterday I was doing a TikTok live and everyone kept asking me to show them what's on my other hand, and I was like, girl, this is my cute nails. Now to seal everything and protect this nail art and the French as well, I'm going in with the reinforced coat. Also just made sure not to make it too thick, otherwise it can make the overall nail look thick as well. Once I was done with this step, now we're gonna finish everything off with some top coat. I did that off camera. Now I'm just moisturizing my cuticles and finishing up this look. And this is the final look, you guys. How adorable, how cute are these nails? I love them so much. Now let's do my non-dominant hand, and man, I cannot wait to do this side because I'm going to be using the extra long X coat tips in the shade Natural. I love this shade so much. I could also tell that these were a little bit different and were more transparent, which I actually liked because it meant that the gel would cure very quickly, and they overall felt light and a little bit thinner than usual. As you can see around the cuticle area, very soft and squishy, but the free edge, as always, is nice and reinforced. And I think that this square shape is beyond perfect. Now I'm not going to be focusing too much on the nitty-gritty for this one. Off camera I quickly just picked my sizes, and after that I am placing my nail at a 45-degree angle, and then I quickly flat cured. This hand just applied so much easier because the tips are longer and the process went by so quickly. This is how they looked just after application. Just perfection. I'm so obsessed over these tips, you guys. I grabbed my cuticle nippers and I just quickly clipped off the little nibs. I did, however, go in with a hand file just to really make sure that it's, you know, nice and smooth at the edge there, that I don't have any little sharp edges. Now the nail art for this set, I conceptualized it in my head and I wasn't really sure if it was going to work, so I quickly went off camera and tried it out on 3 of the nails, and this is how it looks. I love it so much, you guys. It's basically a V-shaped Frenchie, and I did the 3D elements. I don't know what these are called, but it's not necessarily swirls, but I'm really chuffed how it's looking. So beautiful. Let's do the index finger together. I'm using the longest liner brush that I have, and all you have to do is just really saturate it in some gel, and I like rolling mine in the gel itself so that it absorbs as much gel as possible. Once I'm done, I then make sure that I place a dot in the center of the nail because that's where the 2 lines basically are going to meet, and then I start off with the 1 straight line on the side. Now if you don't get it perfect the first time, it's completely fine. Sometimes I will do squiggly lines just to reduce the amount of gel in the bristles, so that when I come back to do that straight line, it's just nice and crisp. Overall, if you struggle with doing line work, just get yourself a really long liner brush. I promise it will be a game changer. Before I start doing the other side, I want to make sure that the starting point is aligning exactly with the opposite side. So I try as much as I can to make sure that they are parallel to each other. But honestly, even if they're not, no one's going to notice. I then just go ahead and just fill it up. I wanted this V to be a very deep V, so they're not even touching at the edge, like at the bottom of the nail or at the top of the nail. I didn't want them to touch at all. It kind of looks like they are, but they're not really touching. After I'm done, we are grabbing some rhinestone glue. I'm using the one from Cora. I will leave it linked in the description box. It really works very, very well. I love it so much. And you're going to need a flat curing light just to help you manage the gel. I'm using the same liner brush I used to create the V French. I don't know what this French is called. I'm just going to call it V French. And make sure to pick up the most of the rhinestone glue gel at the top of the bristles. That way it creates sort of like a, a drop. And then as I touch the nail, I kind of swirl the brush. Hope that makes sense. Like I spin the brush in my fingers while I'm dragging down, and this just creates a perfect like teardrop shape. It definitely takes some practice, and yes, there were times where I wiped and I did it again until I was happy with how it looks. So I'm going to only do 2 little 3D elements, and then I grab my flat curing pen and cure it quickly. This little device, by the way, is such a game changer, especially when you're working with hard gels. It just cures it in place. That way it's not going to start flowing. I wanted these to be very 3D, so I'm layering another glob just to make sure that they stand out as much as possible. And this is how the nail is looking once both sides are done. I love this look so much, you guys. Isn't that so beautiful? To finish it up, obviously I'm sealing everything with my non-wipe top coat, and then I cured in my lamp for 60 seconds. So for the middle nail, I wanted to do a 3D flower, and I wanted it to be white. So I mixed some white gel polish with my solid glue gel, because the one I have is clear. Guys, this works really, really well, by the way. And I'm able to create whatever color I want. You just drop a bit of gel in there, give it a mixy mix, and you have a colored like hard gel that you can like mold and create cool shapes with. So I tried my best to make sure that all these little circles are the same size, because the rest of the pebbles were going to be the same size. Off camera, I quickly just stuck a rhinestone in the center of my middle nail. I'm going to use it as my foundation just to tie in all the little petals. The top one and the bottom ones are going to be the biggest petal of the flower, and then all the smaller ones on the side are going to be cute and dainty. I loved how this turned out. Even though I wasn't 100% satisfied, I definitely need to work on my 3D flowers. Now I'm using the scraper end of my cuticle pusher just to really give it the shape that I want. I also use the same cuticle pusher just to add like finer details onto the little petals. I picked up the rest, so I did 3 on either side, and I thought that was enough. And then I used my silicone tool just to press them down and make them look as petal-y as I can. I still felt like something was missing, so I decided to go around the rhinestone with some caviar beads, and this definitely gave me the sense of completion, and it just made this entire like 3D flower pop so much more. The only thing though is the entire time I was doing this flower, I didn't cure it. So while I was painstakingly applying these caviar beads, the petals were kind of like merging into one. So after I was done placing the caviar beads, I had to go back in with my cuticle pusher and kind of separate them a bit, because now they just looked like one blob. I think it's the heat from my finger. It was warming the gel up too much. And this is the finished look, you guys. Hands down, one of my favorite sets I've done ever. My entire life of me doing nails, hands down, this has to be one of my favorite sets. I think it's so beautiful. I'm just lost for words. It's so it's so beautiful. I love it so much. It's giving bridal, it's chic, it's elegant. I don't know, it's just everything I've ever wanted. And here they are side by side, and I just love both of them. It's giving spring, it's giving colorful, it's giving happiness and joy. And I love them so much. Please let me know down in the comments which one is your favorite. And it felt so good to have both my nails done for a change. This might be a new feature on my channel, where at least once a month I try and do both my nails in one video. It was just too much fun. I really enjoyed it. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. It would mean the world to me if you click the like button, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And lastly, I want to give a huge thank to BTARTBOX for sending me their wonderful products. I love these tips so much. If you would like to try them for yourself, I'll leave them linked below in the description box. And as always, use code Necta10 to save you guys some bucks when you're shopping on the site. I'm gonna love and leave you, and I'm gonna see you soon. Bye guys.